The stratum corneum is often described as a dead layer of cells serving as an interface with the external world. But that view may be a vast oversimplification of what is really going on at the microscopic level. Recent advances in imaging and spectral techniques have demonstrated that the stratum corneum is a highly complex molecular structure with a distinctly defined and precise physiology. Let's take a deeper look inside the stratum corneum and understand its role in overall skin health.
What we've been finding is that the stratum corneum is actually metabolically active, and it plays a very important role in the skin structure. For example, proteases in the stratum corneum will degrade desmosomes in a way that begins and kicks off the whole desquamatory process, which is an invisible process and allows for the skin to naturally exfoliate itself and allow you to have removal of dead skins, which is a normal process. So why are these metabolic processes important? Well, as we know, the stratum corneum functions as a barrier, but also very important is the water gradient within the stratum corneum, which ultimately determines the hydration of the skin. There is a difference between the top layer of stratum corneum and as you go deeper into the stratum corneum. On the top layer, it's about 10 to 15% water, and as you go deeper, it can get as high to 55 to 60% water. What we're also finding is that there's differences between a normal and dry skin. And it varies site by site, and that what we're finding is that normal skin is far more homogeneous than dry skin. pH is another factor that can really impact these enzymatic processes. Skin's natural pHs are between 4.5 and 5.5. And what we found is the choice of surfactant is really important in terms of determining product mildness. So you can imagine that if the surfactant is at high pH or really low pH, a harsh surfactant will become even harsher.
When we talk about skincare today, there's a lot of buzz surrounding ceramides. Why is that? I spoke with Kanika Banerjee, Unilever Senior Project Scientist, to gain more insight on this.
It's important to know the ratio of lipids in the skin, 2 to 1 to 1 to 1. That's the ratio of ceramides to cholesterol to saturated fatty acids to unsaturated fatty acids. And these all play a role in maintaining the lamellar structure of the skin and the water gradient. So ceramides get a lot of attention because they're present in the largest quantity, and they're also important as constituents in the lamellar sheets and intercellular spaces. So clinically, some skin diseases that are characterized by barrier disruption do present with decreased ceramide levels. However, as proven by Imokawa, fatty acids are actually more soluble by surfactants than ceramides. So even though they're present in smaller quantity, fatty acids do play a vital role. For example, they are essential building blocks in the cell lipid bilayer. They also help impart flexibility to the stratum corneum, and they're actually preferentially removed by surfactants during skin cleansing, which can disrupt the delicate lipid ratio. It's critical to preserve the ratio and organization of the lipids, as this helps to maintain the overall cohesiveness of the entire stratum corneum. That means that it's not only critical to consider ceramides, but actually all kinds of lipids when we're thinking about skincare.
Do the products we use in our skin have a role in disrupting the delicate balance between protein and lipid in the stratum corneum?
Cleansers are designed to take the dirt off skin, but they can also unnecessarily remove essential components of the stratum corneum as well. Cleansers should remove undesirable elements while preserving the stratum corneum's protein and lipid composition. However, some products might preserve the proteins but damage the lipids, or vice versa. Some products might also contain ingredients that help mask the damage being caused by a surfactant, but it's really not sufficient to just cover up the cracks and crevices because the underlying defect still exists. So therefore, cleanser choice really matters, and it's important to pick a product that helps maintain the skin barrier in its natural function.
What we have learned about the stratum corneum in recent years should challenge our commonly held belief that it is merely a dead layer of cells. In fact, several crucial biochemical processes taking place in this skin layer play a role in overall skin health. But what does this new knowledge mean for how we care for our patients? One important takeaway is that the products our patients use on the skin are an important factor in preserving the natural structure-function relationships. And that means that as we look for products to recommend to our patients, we might start to think about formulations specifically designed to preserve and maintain stratum corneum physiology, with the idea that doing so will better equip patients to maintain the health of their own skin.